Hey, welcome or welcome back. It is, as always, good to see you today. It is still Saturday, February 10th, here in my little neck of the world. And we have another Amberlynn video. And this one is going to be titled, "This Conversation Gets Really Serious and Dark, ... It's going to be a weigh-in, and it says February 7th. So that was this past Wednesday. This is her Wednesday weigh-in. I'm not sure how the conversation gets serious and dark, but I guess we shall see. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see how the weigh-in went. We did see in her last video when her friends were visiting that, of course, she was eating takeout with her friends, and there was also several alcoholic beverages involved and desserts and whatnot, which I would never tell anyone they shouldn't eat what they want to eat. But when you are trying to lose weight, there are better options that you can choose and worse options for that goal. So, all that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Alrighty, before we get into it, if you are new here, I do speed Amberlynn up to 1.25 speed because she does speak a little too slowly for me. But yeah, let's get into it here. And no welcome screen. And we do see is that one of the Squishmallows she bought? That little milk thing in the back there? Strawberry milk thing? I don't know. But let's see where this conversation goes.
Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So it is a Wednesday weigh-in. I'm honestly not sure how many more Wednesday weigh-ins we're going to be doing. I'm just all over.
I'm not surprised. So we started the year out with Amberlynn wanting to do, weighing in every day for 100 days or something, or at least weighing in every day. She did that for about 2 weeks until she hit a bump in the road where she started gaining weight because of, she was saying depression and everything, which, as we discussed at that point in time, she hasn't been taking her bipolar medication since like July, I want to say, of last year. So these highs and lows are going to be more pronounced instead of being more evened out by the medication. So she shouldn't be surprised by these fluctuations in her mood and how she feels.
The place when it comes to my YouTube schedule, I keep changing it. It's literally only been like a month and a week of
I know, we're just getting started into the year, and her schedule has been all over the place.
2024, and I've already changed my schedule like 3 times. I need to just like slow down, just like stick to something. But right now, I just don't know. I don't know what's good for me. I don't know what's good for my channel. I'm all over the place. But regardless, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to be uploading. I'm just not sure when. There will be on Friday, though, another What I Ate Today video because I do.
There was not. At least that I could see, there was no upload yesterday on Friday.
Enjoy filming those. I know you guys like to see a little bit of what I eat. I know that's like very highly requested, so that is still going to be a thing. But beyond that, your girl has no idea. So from my last weigh-in video, I have a little update. As you guys know, someone in public took a photo of me without me knowing, and then took a really creepy, weird video of me, of my butt, like literally an inch away from me. I didn't care about the photo, but the video did give me the creeps, and I know a lot of you agree with that. Just like imagine that happening to like your daughter or your mom or something like that. I feel like maybe taking.
I will say, I said this in that video as well. I don't know if they were purposely aiming for her butt. They were just trying to get part of Amberlynn in the video because they were just kind of holding the camera kind of like down, so it wouldn't be obvious they were filming. So it seemed like they had their camera and were just like holding it like this. Well, you can't see it. Holding it like this and walking by. And it just happened to be that Amberlynn's butt was in the shot. But they did have to walk very close to her to get that. So, yeah.
Out of the picture and like thinking of it happening to someone that like you know that you care about, then I feel like maybe you can see it a little bit more from my point of view. But the update is the person who took the photo of me is actually a girl who I actually was talking to at the laundromat, which I find to be even more like weird and creepy because it just goes to show like how fake people can be. Because like she seemed pretty chill. She sat next to me for a little bit. We were both waiting for our stuff and we had a few exchanges. I didn't like talk much to her, but I'm very much used to like being in public and like strangers talking to me. And I am very friendly back. I might be like an awkward taco myself, but I am friendly back to strangers, even if I do feel shy or like nervous in the moment. Like I'm not standoffish or anything like that. So yeah, I did correspond with this woman. And it's just weird to know that like the whole time she knew who I was and she knew that she was going to take a picture of me, or that she already did. But the video was actually taken by her husband, which again, it's not safe out here for women. Like, I get it.
So I wouldn't put this in that frame. I didn't mention this during that actual video, but the whole like women, I agree. It is difficult for women in public, and you have to be aware of your surroundings, who's around you, who's doing what. In this instance, I don't think it was that kind of a situation, but I can see how Amberlynn can put it in that situation, because it is difficult to be a woman in public by yourself. You don't know when there's going to be some creepy ass dude walking around following you, taking pictures, doing videos, trying to get close. I understand that, but this isn't that kind of a situation. But I can see how Amberlynn would put it into that as like, I don't feel safe with some guy walking behind me with a camera pointed at my butt, even though I don't think that was the case. But in Amber's point of view, this guy walking by really close to me, filming my ass while I'm at the laundromat.
Not safe out here for anybody. Like, anyone could be a creep. Anyone can be unsafe. I totally get that. But in this situation, like, I feel like I am a woman who is unsafe, and like a man is literally getting super close to me and taking a video of my butt to show online. It makes me uncomfy, and I'm going to like stand by that. I will forever stand by that. So I think we are done with this saga though. For those of you who like stuck up for me and you guys were spreading awareness around the situation, like, this is not okay. I appreciate you guys very much, so thank you. So now I'm going to answer 3 of your guys' questions. The first one is, what do you say to the rumors that the weigh-ins are fake? I just think that's silly. This is something that's always been going on my channel, where people think I fake my weigh-ins, because people...
I would say if she was faking it, she wouldn't have had that like 8 or 9 pound increase in weight. She would have either kept it the same or made it just a very minimal increase.
That I weigh more than I actually say that I do, which, let's be realistic here. Scientifically, that would be impossible, because for someone my size, over 500 pounds, like, I just recently walked a mile. Do you really think that someone, like, if I was even bigger than that, if anyone was even bigger than that, like, that would have been like possible? And I just know firsthand, like, looking at myself from any point of view, whether it's my point of view or from someone else's camera or a mirror, like whatever it may be, I know that I don't look more than what I weigh. The things that I do on a daily basis, I feel like if I weighed even more, like, people think that I'm like 600 pounds. Like, if I was that, I would not be capable of doing the things that I do on a day-to-day basis.
Amberlynn is quite mobile for her size. She's out there going places, doing stuff. She's up on house cleaning. She's very mobile for her size.
I think that people like to say that my weigh-ins are fake because it just creates drama, it creates entertainment, it creates conspiracy, it creates just a way for people to talk, just to create more rumors around my name. Is actually very entertaining for people, because it's just...
People like to say Amberlynn is a lying liar that lies. She does lie about shit, stupid things, typically. But I don't think she lies about every single thing. And I've said this before, I think Amberlynn has a pretty bad memory when it comes to a lot of stuff, so she may not remember things that she said in the past exactly, and she may have changed her opinion or thoughts on something as time has gone on. As far as remembering situations incorrectly, I don't know if she means to lie about some of those things, but she definitely has lied about stupid shit, and we've all seen that. But there are some things that I just don't think she's lied about, but everybody tries to catch her in lies, and it's usually about things like the cancer or her weigh-ins, and I do not think she has lied about those things. The weigh-ins recently, she has lied about the weigh-ins in the past, yes. But I think as far as these weigh-ins, I think these are accurate.
Gives people more reasons to talk and just like spew their nonsense. Like, just last year, I went to a famous weight loss surgeon's literal doctor's office and stepped on their scale, and people were still not believing that weigh-in. So I think we're past the part of like, oh, we don't trust Amberlynn, that's why we don't believe her weigh-ins. It's more so like, hi, I'm bored, I don't have a life. So let's like say, you know, Amberlynn's faking these weigh-ins because we have nothing else to talk about. So that's kind of like where I'm at with that. Like, I literally don't care if people don't believe my weigh-ins because I know they're true.
Some people just want to stir up shit and stir up drama. I mean, that's just the reality of it. Some people just want to have something to stir up.
Next question is, does it get exhausting constantly thinking about your weight? Yes.
Oh, are we answering questions? Oh, yeah, she did ask for questions, I think, earlier this week.
Because it's like, I think about it regardless of what I'm doing. I think about it when I'm eating. I think about it when I'm showering. I think about it when I'm walking Twinkie. Like, my weight is constantly and consistently on my mind. And yes, it does get very exhausting because sometimes I just like want to exist. And then there are those rare times where I do stop thinking about my weight and I just exist as a person. But then immediately someone else has to remind me of my size or what I'm eating, anything like that. So it's like, regardless if it was me thinking about it all the time, it's like other people are going to remind me about my weight. So it's just one of those things where I just gotta deal with it. And it's just like, I want to be more than my weight, more than my size. And it just feels like, even when I try to be more than that and like different than that and like film different videos and that, like, it's still everyone's like focus. And I don't need to say everyone like as an absolute, but it just feels like that is such like a heavy topic and like a hot topic where it's just like, no matter what I do, it's just like my weight, my weight, my weight. That's all anyone wants to talk about. The last question is, are you...
So I will say, yeah, when somebody's overweight, you don't need to tell them they're overweight. They know they're overweight. I've said that before many times. For somebody Amberlynn's size, her weight is going to impact many, many things in her day-to-day life. So it's hard to not think about it. I mean, because it's just, it's impacting so much of your life.
Worried about all of the plus size influencers dying? So I chose this question because this is something I've actually been like thinking about a lot. Like, there was recently a video that I saw online of this person talking about all of the recent plus size influencers that have died. And it is so many. And it's just like, I have never been part of health at every size because I don't believe that.
Yeah, it's sad to see a lot of these health at every size people dying.
I'm very much like body positivity though, like love that body physically, like what you look like regardless of your size, because everyone is beautiful, but not every size is healthy. And I feel like that's very obvious. I don't know how that's not obvious to people, that being bigger is unhealthy. It does cause so many more health problems statistically. Like, this isn't just something that people say to be just like fat phobic, because trust me, I experience fat phobia, fat shaming every single day. But when it comes to like health stuff, that's not just like fat phobic, that's not fat shaming, that's just like reality and the truth. And that's something that I've always firmly believed. There was a minute there years and years ago where I was delusional Lynn, where it's like doctors would tell me, you know, yeah, everything's perfect, like your blood results perfect, like you're healthy, you're just overweight. Like, I would hear those things constantly. So it fed into my delulu. But y'all, I'm telling you, your 30s, your brain, like, I think it becomes more clear because I just feel like I think more clear now.
I think your brain is developing until you're like, what, 27? I do agree with Amberlynn here. You know, as far as there are certain health complications or things that do, or that are affected by your weight. It does put you at a higher risk for certain diseases and certain conditions. And I think the health at every size movement, if I recall correctly, initially started because people wanted to have good access to health care at any size and not have doctors immediately just say, you need to lose weight, and not even trying to look to see what the issue could possibly be that you're having. You could go in with like a sprained ankle. Oh, you need to lose weight. Not the problem, doctor. You know, so I believe that is what the health at every size movement started as. And the body positivity movement, you know, started from people that were disabled. And those sorts of things. So I agree with Amberlynn on these points here.
And it's just like, the way that I used to think like early 20s, mid 20s is like so different than like the way that I think now. Anyways, I'm totally rambling, but what I'm trying to say,
she was also not as big in her early 20s, if I recall correctly.
One day I will be a plus size influencer who has died. That is crazy to think about, but reality.
You don't have to be. You don't have to be. I have shared this story before. I had a half sister that passed away when I was like 12 years old, and I think she was about like maybe like 5'2" in height, and she was as big as Amberlynn. She was severely obese. And her body just shut down because of the weight, and she passed away. She was in her, let me see, I was about 12 years old. She would have been in her early 30s. So about Amberlynn's age, she would have been early 30s. And then my biological sister, that we have the same parents, she passed away last month, in December. So I don't have any sisters left. But Amberlynn doesn't have to be a statistic. You know, she doesn't have to be an overweight influencer that passed away from weight. She can start changing that, and she can try to make that better and not be one of those people.
Is reality. Now I'm stuttering. I don't even know what I'm saying because the topic of death is one that I don't enjoy. Everyone dies. Why are we talking?
We do, but you can do everything that you can do to make sure that it's later rather than sooner.
About this. Skinny influencers die. We're all gonna die, okay? Whether you're an influencer, whether you're a cop, whether you're a surgeon, whether you're a teacher, like it's gonna happen. But it's just eye-opening to see, like,
yes, we're all gonna die, but if it's something that could have been preventable, you know.
How many influencers who are plus size have died due to complications because of their weight. To answer the original question, yes, I am worried. It does worry me. It makes me sad. It makes me scared. And it's just like, if losing.
So what are you doing to help that? What are you doing so that you aren't as worried and scared? That's the real question here. What are you doing so that you don't become one of those statistics, Amberlynn?
Weight was easy, then we would all have our perfect bodies. We would all have our perfect health. Like, that's just not the way that it works. For some people, yes, they can wake up one day and be like, you know what, I'm about to change my life. And for other people, such as myself, it is very freaking hard. And I know it's a lot of like up here. It's a lot of like.
It is hard. I'm right there with you. I've been trying to lose weight for a while now myself. I gained weight in December from being out of town for 2.5 weeks because of my sister passing. And I'm trying to get that weight back off, and I've been doing really well the last 6 weeks as far as my eating, and it's not coming off. But it is about making that mental change and making the lifestyle changes that you need to make, and not just doing these fad diets like Amber was doing the intermittent fasting, because she said for Amberlynn and her metabolism, that's not going to work right now. It might work for the first couple of weeks, dropping some pounds, but it's not going to be good for her in the long term, in my opinion, and from what I've learned from my dietitian. And it's about making those changes that you can sustain. Find meals that you like to cook. Subscribe to a meal delivery service like HelloFresh or EveryPlate or Hungry Root, which I'm doing right now, doing videos on, or Blue Apron, any of these, so that she has these meals delivered. And she's finding something new. She's getting variety. She's learning new things to cook. And that is something that could be sustainable for her. Instead of doing the raw foods and cottage cheese and mustard bullshit, it's about making these small changes that are going to add up to big changes over the course of time, and then she will lose weight. I know she does have underlying medical conditions that make it a little more difficult, but it's possible.
Brain chemistry / chemicals, mental illness, trauma, like it's so many different things mixed up, and it's not fun and it's not fair. And you guys have seen me literally try everything under the sun to lose weight, and I always do.
But yes, and it works in the short term, but then you see the scale go up a little bit and you get frustrated and stop. Amberlynn needs to have a team of people. She needs to find another therapist that helps her with this new borderline personality disorder diagnosis. She needs to get a dietitian to help her heal her relationship with food. They're not going to tell her what to eat, but they'll help her make better choices for herself and get right mentally with her relationship with food. She needs to get back on her medication so that she doesn't have these bipolar huge mood swings that put her into a bipolar low where she is in that depressive state and just wants to eat. She needs to find these people. She has the means to do this, and she could do it then, possibly. We've seen that she can't do it on her own. She needs a team of people to hold her accountable and be there to help her work through these issues that she has mentally that's blocking her. And she needs to find something that's sustainable that she can focus on. Again, this is all just my opinion.
Lose weight, but then I gain it back. But then I gain more back. But then I lose that weight again. And then I gain it back. And then I lose and then gain and then lose and then gain. It is a cycle that has
It's because you're doing yo-yo diets. You're doing fad diets.
Been forever. Literally started when I was 11 years old. I would not be putting myself through this torture if I had an answer. Everyone is different. Everyone's body is different. The way that they do things is different. Some people, they literally just wake up and they're like, you know what? I'm going to do this. And they do it. Some people, it takes 100 different times to try it and they're finally successful. But for me, for some reason, I've tried 10,000 times and I just can't seem to get it. And then it makes people question all the time, like, does she just enjoy being fat? Like, is this just her thing? No, I hate it. I hate everything about it. I hate food. I hate my weight. I hate my body.
She doesn't hate food.
I hate my size. I hate the way I walk because of it. I hate the way I'm treated because of it. I hate the health issues I've had because of it. I hate the health issues that will happen because of it. Like, I hate every single second, but I feel stuck. I feel mentally stuck. I feel physically stuck. I feel emotionally stuck. I just feel stuck and confused and lost. And it's like, people think they have all the answers. People think they know exactly what to do. And people think that if they were in my situation, they would know what to do. But it's just, it's not that easy. I don't want to die because of my weight. I don't want to die because of complications because of my weight. The very thing that has like kept me from living is going to be the very thing to actually keep me from living.
She's right. Nobody knows her body but her and what works for her, which is why I think she needs to get a team of people to help her with this mental block she has, but also to help her get on the right track as far as losing weight. Because for her to maintain her weight at what it is, she really does need to be eating a lot. And I don't know. She needs to get a team of people, a therapist, a psychologist, whatever, a dietitian to help her get past these issues she's having.
And that is scary. It's like, the best way to put it is like, I feel like I died already. I have spent majority of my life not living because of my size, not experiencing because of my size. And it's like, it's only been as of recently where I have felt myself become alive a little bit more. And I feel myself coming out of like this mentally and physically paralyzed stage that I've been in for so long. And I just, every day I just want to improve more. And it's like, this last week was like the best week that I've had. And I can't even tell you how long. Every day I felt like I was living. Every day felt like I was existing and I was happy. And I rarely thought about my weight. And that's very rare for me. I literally just told you, like, it just seems like I'm constantly thinking about my weight and my size. And then the minute I stop and the minute I just enjoy life with friends and go to bars and like get drinks and then just all these things, like, I come back after all of that, after the high of just feeling so happy, and I step on the scale and I gain weight. That's no surprise.
Well, yeah. I had guessed in the last video she was going to gain weight, but she shouldn't be putting her happiness and her feeling good about herself as a responsibility of others. When she's around these other people out having fun, then they made her feel good about herself. And that's a hard responsibility to put on others.
After a week of all of that, and I've never done so much walking in my life, but as someone with lipedema and lymphedema, the more I walk, the more I swell, the more I gain weight. That's something that I have to figure out, something I have to work on. There's only so much I can do because, again, these things are not curable.
They're not curable, but when she was working with that specialist in Kentucky, they told her to do a keto diet. Keto may not be possible for her because of gallbladder issues, but she can do lower carbs and not have as much fat in the diet, because the excess fat in the diet is what's going to cause issues with the gallbladder. It happened to me. I had to have my gallbladder removed. I had to have emergency surgery. Not fun. And that was right after doing a keto diet where I lost several pounds, but then my gallbladder was like, yeah, we're done. So she could find these specialists. She can find a lymphedema and lipedema specialist to give her advice of what she can do to help mitigate the issues to make it better for her.
I just had every single ingredient for happiness this last week, while also finding every single ingredient for weight gain. So it's just like bittersweet. It's like the week where I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna live my life and I'm just gonna have the time of my life. I'm not gonna think about my weight not one time. The minute I stop thinking about my weight is the minute where things go downhill. So I'm just like so rambly right now. I don't know what is happening, but I'm gonna put my weigh-in right here so we can just move on. I'm going to do my Wednesday weigh-in for you guys. So it is February 7th, which is actually my mom's 55th birthday. So
again, happy birthday, Mama Lynn.
I want to say happy birthday to Mama Lynn. So you guys already know I've gained weight. I already know. Like, I treated the last week as if I was on vacation for the first time in my whole life. And I don't regret a single moment of it. I literally only live once. It's a new weigh-in week starting right now. So
you do only live once, yes. But let's not try to make that shorter. How about that? Let's try to extend it instead of shortening it.
I'm just going to be happy that I even woke up alive, living. I created memories last week.
Oh my God. What? This is getting depressing. Jesus.
But anyways, I could ramble on about that forever. Let's just step on the scale.
Hello. It's ready. 515.0 pounds.
All right, so 515.0. Yeah.
What was it the last time? I don't remember. 513? 514?
I had a feeling that was going to happen. So as you can see, I did gain weight because last week I was 508.8. And since I was 515.0 today, I gained 6.2 pounds of salt, water retention, calories. I drank my calories a lot this week.
I mentioned that in the last video as well. She's drinking a lot of calories with the alcoholic beverages, the milkshakes, whatever she was drinking. It's going to be a lot of calories.
And I'm not really a girly pop that does that. I drink a lot of like diet and diet Gatorades or Gatorade Zero, whatever you want to call them. So I do a lot of that. So drinking my calories, not a good idea because your girl has retained a lot of water. My goal for last week originally was to cook more, and I was not successful with that goal at all.
With your friends in town, you were not going to be cooking more. We already knew that. Even before your friends came into town, the What I Ate Today video was a day of takeout and having meal delivery, like having food delivered.
So my goal for this week is to simply just like make better choices. That's super important that I do that, whether it's better choices on the food that I eat while I'm at a restaurant or the food that I make at home, because a lot of people are just like, you know what, cook more at home, like you're gonna do so much better. But you don't realize that like I can cook at home just fine, but it's like it's still like the choices that I have to make. Like, you know how easy it would be for me to make like a whole box of hamburger helper and like eat that and be like, oh, it's totally fine because like I cooked that at home. But that's more calories than me getting.
Well, right, that's more processed food, more sodium, all that jazz. I really think Amberlynn should order like HelloFresh again. She and Wifey did HelloFresh for a bit, because you can pick the meals and it really takes the meal planning out of the equation where you're like, oh man, what do I want to make this week? I need to go to the grocery store, plan my meals, because Amberlynn can afford it. She can afford to do HelloFresh and have meals delivered that she can make and then have the leftovers for lunch the next day or whatever. And if she wants to cook things on her own, she can have some groceries delivered for that as well, or go to the grocery store. Um, I really think doing meal planning would be really good for Amber, because then she's not sitting there going, oh, I don't want to make anything that I have. I don't know what I want to make. I'm going to order takeout. So I think if Amberlynn were to plan her meals, I think that would really help with that desire to want to do takeout, because she's like, well, I spent all this money on HelloFresh. I have these meals to make. I'm going to cook it because I already know what I can make.
Like, say a meal from McDonald's, it just like depends on the meal, of course, but it's not always cook at home. Cooking at home doesn't automatically make something healthy.
No, but that's your choices that you're making, again, for what you're making at home.
I would like to be delusional and think that, and I'm sure there was an era in my life where I did think that way, but that's just not realistic, because there's so many things that you can cook at home that are just as bad as getting takeout, and there are takeout things that you can get that is way healthier.
She's not wrong. Absolutely. You can cook crap food at home as well, and you can order things from takeout that are better for you. Absolutely. But it comes down to, when you're cooking at home, you know what's going into it. Even things coming from the restaurant that seem to be healthier could be cooked in extra oil or butter, or have things put on them that you don't know that are increasing the calories of that meal. She's right. You can make a box of hamburger helper at home, and it's going to be not the best for you probably. But you have a side of broccoli with it, and then you're eating less of it, and you can get like 3 meals out of that box, or whatever, out of that box of hamburger helper. But then you're also adding in, you can add extra things into it to make it a little healthier, or have a side salad, or have a vegetable as a side. And then it's not quite as awful, but you know what's going into it. You can use ground turkey. You can use Greek yogurt instead of sour cream if that's what it calls for. I don't know.
Than whatever it is you're cooking at home. So it's all about making better choices. That is like literally my goal, whether it's cooking at home or I'm ordering the takeout or whatever it may be.
Right.
I just want to make better choices, whether that be the liquids I'm drinking and the food I'm eating. I want to, pick more vegetables, have a little bit more fruit, truly just like feed my body better things that'll make me feel better, and hopefully it'll show up on a scale next week. Is there going to be a weigh-in next Wednesday? Who knows? I know for me there's going
Probably
to be,
not,
because I'm really focusing.
We didn't even get the What I Ate Today video yesterday.
This year on losing those 100 pounds, and honestly I'm only down 0.8 of those pounds, but I know that I can still do it, and I know that's possible. I know I sound like a joke. I know a lot of people are probably laughing at me, but it's like, one thing about myself is that I never give up, and that is something I love about myself, and I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep trying. And I know for a lot of people, you guys have been watching me try.
So I had, apparently my K-cup decided to leak some coffee grounds into my cup of coffee there.
And fail, try and fail for years. Literally, it's been a decade on YouTube where I have done nothing but fail when it comes to my weight loss. And I know it's so easy to look at me as just that, like someone who has failed so hard on her weight loss, but like I'm so much more than that. And I think that's why I'm like, do I really want to keep these weigh-ins on my channel? Like, what do I want on my channel? Like, I'm super confused, because I don't want it to be super weight focused, but I still want to share my journey with you guys. So it's like, it's confusing up here in the brain. Anyways, I have rambled so much this video. I don't really know what that's about. Moments like this, I should just like live stream. But anyways, I hope that you guys did enjoy this video, and I'll see you in my next one, which will be Friday for What I Ate Today. All right, bye guys. Love you.
It was not Friday. Alright, I had a lot to say in this video too. This is going to be long. I apologize. We have seen in the past that Amberlynn has done better with her weight loss whenever she hasn't been showing it on YouTube, but she's just been doing it in the background. So doing that again could be good for her, and maybe giving us a little update every few weeks, maybe like, hey, here's how I've been doing on it, here's what I've been doing, and here's my weight 3 weeks out. And then she's not seeing these day-to-day fluctuations and having to come on and be like, oh, I gained a pound overnight, or whatever she says. I really do honestly think that Amberlynn could really benefit by coffee grounds, by getting a team around her, getting a therapist again, getting back on her medication to help her even out her moods with the bipolar disorder. Find a therapist that specializes in borderline personality disorder. This is her most recent diagnosis. Get a dietitian. Find somebody to help with weight loss. Find another primary care doctor. all these things and make a plan, and she could do it. I think her job is YouTube, and doing all these things can be content for her channel, and I think people would love to see that. We would love to see her succeed, get healthier, do better, and grow as a person as well. And I think she could do that if she could get out of this rut that she's in mentally and focus on herself. She's single right now. Well, we'll get into that in my next little video. But I think she could do these things if she had the right team around her to help support her, because we've seen that she cannot do it on her own. It's hard to do it on your own. It really is. I'm in the same boat. But I would love to see her do it and get better and not become one of those statistics. So, but all that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day. And, oh yeah, do all that YouTube-y stuff if you wouldn't mind. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. And until next time, be safe and take care.